Hi, welcome to the Online Mastery Academy. In this video, we are going to explain the basic and differences between Google AdSense Arbitrage and Google AdSense Loading. Without wasting time, let's get started. This account you see right here is an AdSense Arbitrage account. You can see the earnings, the CPCs and everything, right? And this other account you see right here is an AdSense loaded account. So this account has been used for AdSense loaded, and this one right here has been used for AdSense arbitrage. The major difference is that this account right here will definitely get banned within the next 5 months. And this one you see right here is going to survive and continue to grow consistently. Now, this is one thing that most people don't get to tell you. They showed you a loaded account and then make it look as though the account is inevitable to getting banned. Now, let me break down something for you. This account you see right here has actually lasted for over 2 years now. The account is at least 2 years old, and every month, when I mean by 2 years, I mean it has been earning consistently for 2 years. And we're kind of like respecting the boundaries, the limit, the earnings limit and everything the account can actually do to survive long term. This other account you see right here is not that old. This other account you see right here is less than a year old account. Another major difference you need to take note between Google AdSense Arbitrage and Google AdSense Loading is the method, the process, the fundamental ideas behind the two, right? So this account right here, this AdSense Arbitrage account, what you're seeing right here is as a result of traffic being bought from platforms like Facebook, TikTok, and being sent to your website in such a way that you can actually make profit. The traffic from this platform is actually good quality traffic, right? On Facebook, you can do messenger ads, page viewers, and all of that, right? As long as you are able to actually get return on investment. Now, when I talk about return on investment, truth be told, return on investment on AdSense Arbitrage account cannot be as high as what you get from AdSense loaded account. However, this other account you see right here is not traffic from paid sources like that. This account you see right here is actually traffic being generated from proxies, virtual private network, and sometimes bot, right? That's why at some point the account is definitely going to get into trouble, right? This is something that most people don't tell you, and I strongly do not recommend AdSense loading. Although I'm not going to claim the holier than thou status right now, but then I do not recommend AdSense loading. Being honest, the reason I do not recommend it is because it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable business model. It's going to get your account blown up in the process, and even if the account managed to survive, sometimes the highest it can take is a 5 month period of time. The reason why this actually happens and the account will definitely get into trouble at some point is because at some point advertisers will start asking for a refund. At some point, advertisers are going to request for a refund, right? Advertisers are paying money to advertise, and if the traffic from your website is not giving them conversion, it's not giving them the desired result, trust me, I have actually run ads on Google AdWords hundreds of times, several times, so I understand clearly. As an advertiser, you can request a refund, and when they request a refund, that's when you start observing deductions, earnings deductions, subtractions, invalid clicks, activities, and all of those things. And eventually, it's going to lead to your account getting cancelled and closed. Right, so that's the major differences between AdSense arbitrage and AdSense loading. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about right now is the things you should note, things that are actually going to help you. I strongly believe that you have an idea right now between the two. I actually recommend AdSense arbitrage because you are running ads from legitimate traffic sources like Facebook, TikTok, any platform at all that have a real human traffic. The goal there is to get your return on investment. And One of the most commonest way to do this is by running messenger ads on Facebook, which, by the way, I think I have a series of courses that explains that. Right now, the next thing you want to take note right now is the things that actually helps you, things you should note when you're doing AdSense arbitrage, right? Things you should really note. Now, take a look at this. The first thing you should actually note is that for you to get your CPC optimized, you need to consistently send traffic. I've seen many people make this mistake. The mistake of you start running ads today and you're spending low on the ads. You're not spending as much as you should, and at some point, maybe after 2 days, you feel like your your ads is not performing good. Your AdSense is not giving you your return on investment. You're not actually making profit. Well, truth be told, it actually takes about 4 days of constant traffic, right? 4 days of constant traffic, and you should have at least 400 clicks within that 4 days for Google to optimize your CPC, right? That's what you should take note of. Now, this is not the only requirement to optimize CPC, by the way. Your CPC also depends on the content, the quality of content on your website, right? And you being able to block low advertiser URL. All these things work. You need to block low advertisers URL. You need to put high quality content on your site. Now, let me give you a hint on what I mean by high quality content. Of course, the niche matter, but the most thing that matter is the headlines of the content, how the content is being written. For example, a content that will definitely give you ICPC is a content that has a call to action button. For example, now let me still break this down further. Your content should have headlines like how to apply for fully funded scholarship. Now, I'm not just saying the scholarship niche is the only thing that works right here. You can also have a content like how to apply for a debit card in Nigeria, right? The word apply is a call to action word. Word like submit, process, register, registration, all those kind of call to actions go like register, submit, apply. All those words is going to trigger Google to place high CPC ads on your website. You need those words, you need those call to action. Go do more researches on this, right? Go and do more research on this. You need call to actions word that triggers Google to place those type of ads. When you have those words, Google is going to place ads on your website, ads that have words like apply, contact us, register. All those type of ads are call to actions ads. And when someone actually completes any of those call to actions, or someone actually clicks on those ads and stay on the site for a reasonable amount of time, that's when your CPC starts performing better. The next thing you want to take note of is that below 5% CTR is ideal for AdSense arbitrage. Now, the truth is that the higher your CTR, the more chances you have to earn. So, having a below 5% CTR does not necessarily means that you should trigger your paid traffic sources to be below 5% CTR. No, there are ways you go about your CTR. There are ways you go about it, right? You can actually get an ideal CTR which is below 5% CTR by running two ads simultaneously. One ad is specifically to get you good quality clicks, and the other ads is just to give you page views, right? And there are other ways, many other ways to go about this. So let's move to the next thing we have right now, which is, from my personal experience, I can tell you that there is an invincible earning limit on all AdSense accounts. Trust me on this, right? If your AdSense account is very new, like it hasn't received payment yet, I can tell you that to be on the safe side, you don't need to actually go too far. If you take a new AdSense account that hasn't received payment before and start doing maybe $20,000 a month, truth be told, your traffic may be very legitimate, but your account can get into trouble, right? However, if a new AdSense account, like a brand new, newly verified AdSense account, right, is doing below $500 for the first month, it's very easy for Google to believe the earnings, right, and eventually pay you out on 21st of the month. And then the next month, you can go further than that. The next thing you want to note is that there is also an invincible account strength and trust flow on every AdSense account. So I'm going to tell you this. I want you to think about Google AdSense account as in terms of number line, right? In terms of number line. I think I should do that right here. So let's see if we can get that done. In terms of number line, you will have what do you have in terms of number line? Let me try. Take a look at the screen. Right, so you're going to start from -5, and then you have -4, and then you have -3, and then you have -2, then you have -1, and that's when you now have your 0. After your 0, you start having 1, you start having 2, you start having 3, you start having 4, and then you have your 5 right there. All right, so think about your AdSense account in terms of number line. Now, the first thing that should comes into your mind is a brand new account, a newly approved account. If your account is approved today, you have an account strength of 0. I'm telling you the truth, the gospel truth, right? You have an account strength of 0. 0 means you do not have the trust flow, you do not have the bad PR. You are neutral. A newly approved account is neutral. So what you do on the account determines if your trust flow is going to go big. That's why you can see two accounts simultaneously. One account can decide to do AdSense loading and survive. Another account is going to try the same method with AdSense loading and get banned, right? It's because the account strength and trust flows are not the same. Alternatively, you can also see another account that the account over a period of time has sustained a bad trust flow. And these accounts may not even do anything bad, maybe a slight mistake, a slight invalid clicks being deducted, and all of those, the account gets closed. Is because the account has accumulated a bad trust flow over time, right? So every account has this thing. Though it's invincible, you can't know it. Unlike things like Facebook page that they try to make it visible for you. I think YouTube channels also do that, depending on how many bad videos you've gotten flagged, something like that, right? So, but Google AdSense does not actually make this information public, but it's there. I'm telling you, it is there. Two accounts can do the same thing. One is going to get banned, the other one is not going to get banned. It's not luck. There is no luck in this thing, bro. There's no luck in this, right? So one account has a higher trust flow, another account has a lower. That's why you see some guys saying they prefer payment receive account to account that hasn't received payment before. The truth is that a payment receive account, especially on good grounds without much deductions, actually have a better trust flow. A payment receive account has a better trust flow than a newly verified account. Now, this does not mean that all payments receive account has a better trust flow. A payment receive account that has accumulated terrible deductions and account policy violations and all of those things will have a lower trust flow. So let me give you a reasonable recommendations right now, right? If you want to do the cleanest method of AdSense arbitrage, of course there are, when I say cleanest, of course there are cleanest method of AdSense arbitrage, and there is a gray hat method, a method where you do not just do the AdSense arbitrage in its purest form. Kind of you do the AdSense arbitrage and then tends to have some gray hat techniques underneath the surface that actually improve your earnings, right? But if you want to do a very clean AdSense arbitrage, which by the way I'm going to recommend at the end of this video, then I always recommend you go for a clean slate, a clean account. Your account should be clean. Buy a newly approved account. If you have the time, verify it yourself. You know that you started from 0, and anything you do there is on you. However, if you intend to do maybe something like AdSense loading, then a payment receive account is recommended. But all this aside, let's get to the next thing. There are other things you need to take note of, which is this. From my personal experience, this is not due to any external data. It's from my personal experience. I've come to understand that it seems as though US and Canada traffic may give you more invalid clicks and deduction than any other country. It also tends to run some of the highest CPC ads, right? They tends to have some of the highest CPC advertisers coming from those regions. And if your traffic to them is not converting, like I said, they reserve the right to ask for a refund. Personally, I've gotten series of refunds from Google when I run ads with them. When I run Google AdWords, there are times when I do get refund. Sometimes Google gives the refund because one person have clicked the ads 2 times. So Google tends to discover this over time, and then they do make a refund. That's why you see sometimes your earnings being deducted. The money has been refunded to the advertisers, bro. Right. So the next thing we want to talk about is this. An external traffic rotator is essential. Now, some of you may not know what an external traffic rotator is. There are actually two traffic rotator, link rotator. Please take note. Traffic rotator. You can also call it link rotator. We have the internal link rotator and external link rotator. What this platform does is that they actually rotate traffic. Now, the internal rotator is you having one link, and that link, whenever someone clicks on that link, they lands on a different page of your website, right? You have one, that's the internal, not the external I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the internal. You have one link, and that one link, you can use it to run ads in such a way that when someone click on that one link, they go to your home page. Another person click on that same link, they go to your post page. Another person click on that one link, they go to a separate page entirely. That's an internal link rotator on your WordPress website. We also have the external traffic rotator, which I'm going to give you, I think I should give you, let me check. I think I should give you a typical example of that. I should give you a typical example of that. There is one called Mohammedi's Son. That's the one I use personally. This is it right here. This is a link rotator Mohammedi's Son. Now, what this link rotator does, like I said, I'm going to explain how to use this in the next video I'm going to make. You can read about it. It's a link management software, and if you scroll down, I personally use this. That's why I recommend it, right? So, um, let's scroll down. You can see it's actually free to use. You don't need to pay to use it, and it allows you to redirect up to 2 pages. And if you come down here to read more about it, you can see more and more and more and more information. People are saying it works for them. It works for them. You can see this one saying, I suffered from AdSense limit for more than until I discovered this. So someone actually used it to prevent his account from getting AdSense limit, and it works. It can help you prevent AdSense invalid activity. But what I personally use it for is this. Let me break it down. I believe that traffic shouldn't be from one source like that, right? Especially if you have your traffic coming from one source. You want to diversify that. That's what I do personally. I diversify my traffic. All right. I get some of my traffic to come from different places, different really good and trusted places, which I think I'm going to make another video to explain that and show that practically. So that's what you need to know. So I'm going to leave the link to that link rotator on the description for you to easily access it. And it works. You diversify an external traffic rotator, diversify your traffic source with one link. You can use that one link to run ads and diversify it. One person, like 3 people click on that one link, the traffic source is going to be different, and all those different places is going to be highly trusted platforms. They are platforms that are highly trusted. So that's that. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the safest method to AdSense earnings. So there are many ways. When it comes to Google AdSense, I've learned, I've implemented, I've done many things. I've actually been in the game for a period of time, right? So there are many ways, but then I can tell you that there is a safe approach to AdSense earning. Of course, there is. A lot of people, I've met a lot of people that get tired with the cycle of AdSense loading and AdSense arbitrage and SEO as a whole, because all of these are highly risky ways. SEO, Google can make one update today, and all your 10 years of hard work building backlinks, writing high quality content, and ranking on Google can be gone just by one single Google update. That's that. I'm not saying SEO is bad or SEO is not good. I'm not saying that. Personally, I recommend SEO is a good way to go. But then that's like putting all your hope and dependency on Google search engine or Bing search engine, and it's not a sustainable model if you're thinking about a long-term earning strategy, right? Now, alternatively, AdSense loading is also crazy in a way. Like I said, what you really want to do is a method that is sustainable. Now, when I say a method that is sustainable, AdSense arbitrage can be safe. There is a way to go about that. And the truth behind the safe method is that it takes 5 months to break even. Sometimes more than 5 months, but at least, or sometimes less than 5 months. But just know that you may not break even the first month, and then it costs quite a fortune. When I say it costs a fortune, I'm not talking about costing your entire life existence. No, it's not going to cost. It's not going to cost your entire net worth, right? But it's going to cost you some money for real. It's going to cost you some money to actually implement it successfully. Now, I'm still going to tell you what the method is, so I don't go through the stress of making another video to tell you what the method is. So I'm going to tell you what the method is right now. It's simple. You need to run your ads not directly to your site, but to a platform where you can store the traffic for future use. Get this straight. You don't want to run. Personally, I've sent millions of impressions to Google, right? I've been on AdSense for few years now, and not only me, I know a lot of guys that have even sent hundreds of millions of impressions to Google, hundreds of millions. And at some point, if Google should blow up the account or give one update and then all their SEO traffic is gone, it tends to go back to ground zero, and that's crazy, man. You don't want to do that. So what you want to do is the method where you run your ads to a platform where you can actually reach out to your audience at any time. Okay, reach out to your audience at any time. So let's say you invest. I'm gonna do this estimating. But let's say you invest $500 to have 10,000 subscribers on a platform that you can easily reach out to them. And every time you make a post, you can get maybe 2,000 people to come back to your site from that platform. And it's a game of consistency. You can get, let's say, anytime you post and then you send your post to that platform, you tend to get back maybe 2,000 people comes back to your site. If you get 2,000 people to your site every day in matter of 30 days, that's 60,000 page views. You can calculate the click-through rate there. You can estimate 3%, 4% click-through rate right there, and estimate your CPC at 0.25 and know how much you're going to make. Right? This type of method is actually going to be very profitable, very, 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 very profitable, but it will take maybe 5 months. So within that 5 months, you may break even. When you break even, next, like the coming month is your profit. But most people knows this. I'm not the first to have this idea, by the way, but this is actually what I'm doing right now. This is actually the truth behind this AdSense Arbitrage account you see right here. That's why the earnings is within a certain range. If it was a normal, send traffic directly to Google, I would have blown the account up with a higher earning than this. That's what you need to know. Send traffic to a platform where you can actually save and store traffic, and then you can easily reach out to them. Bear this in mind that this does not work for every niche. This is niche specific. Trust me, it doesn't work for every niche. So you need to figure out the niche. You need to figure out the platform. You need to figure out where you can buy traffic from. And when I say buy traffic, I'm not saying you should go and buy traffic from Africa and Asian countries, right? Don't buy traffic from third world. You need traffic from first world, tier one countries. You need traffic from Western Europe. You need traffic from uh, any European country that actually speaks English, right? That have English as their major language. That's what you should note. You need traffic from United States, Canada, and South American continent. You need to store traffic from these places. The reason why these places are preferable is because they will give you a better CPC on returning traffic. Returning traffic generally have a lower value than a first time traffic to your site. Google keeps this record. Bear this in mind. Please notice Google keep the record. A returning traffic does not have the same value as a first time visitor. Google drop a cookie. Either you accept cookies on the site or not. Google drop a cookie. They track your activities online. So when a traffic comes back as a returning traffic, the quality is not the same. The page RPM, even if they click on the hearts, the page RPM will not be as good as what it could have been if you were just getting first instance traffic like that. If they are coming to your site the first time, that's why I recommend first world. You need to get traffic from Western Europe or any other part of Europe that speaks good English. Also, not only Europe alone, American continent as a whole. Yeah, United States, Canada, and South America is recommended. Also, some Asian countries are very good with CPC. Countries like Singapore is going to give you a good CPC on returning traffic. Countries like United Arab all those Arabian countries that has money, right? So that's what you need to learn for today. That's what you need to know for today. I strongly believe that this video would help someone out there. I strongly believe that this video would be of use and really help someone out there. Now, if you have a question regarding the things I've explained in this video, please feel free to drop the question on the comment section, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all the questions that are dropped under this video. Now, also, you can join our Telegram channel. We have a Telegram channel, which I'm going to drop a link below this video.